can stop you from going, first be very clear that why you want to go for it. And if you're honest to the cause, if you're resonating with that, okay, I'm ready to go off a lot of life comforts because I'm doing it for myself, for my country, and this is where I want to see myself maybe 10 years, 20 years, or throughout my life, because there are different kind of commissions in the defense services. So whatever time, be very ready for it that you want to go, and be truthful to yourself and be very honest.
She thrives on mantra, all for one and one for all. Hello everyone, welcome in the yet another episode of Humans of Mitti Ke Rang podcast series. Today we have Miss Sumedha Chopra ma'am with us. She is an associate director at UBS Business Solutions Center India Private Limited and former SQL leader in Indian Air Force. She is an alumni of IIM Ahmedabad and founding ambassador at hashtag Support Saturdays. She donated her hairs for cancer patients and pledged her organs. Welcome, ma'am, in the podcast series of Humans of Mitti Ke Rang.
Thank you so much, Akshita, and having me over. I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, please tell us something about yourself, your family, and your education background.
All right. So I belong to a place called Barnala. I'm not sure how many of you would have heard of it. It's a small town in Punjab. So I did my basic schooling from there uh, till my 12th, and then I did my engineering in IT from a government college in Punjab. There's a place called Malot. So I was in that part of Punjab till my engineering. And my parents, my mom is a homemaker. She teaches also sometimes. It was like now she has an institute. Otherwise, she was going to school on and off to take care of the family commitments as well. My father started off with his own business long back. He started from scratch, I would say. And my parents are still in Barnala, but then the kind of small town it is in Punjab, I would really like to thank them always that they never try to limit me that what I should study, where should I go, where should I whether I should go out of the city to out of the town to study or not. So they are there, and I have a younger brother who is like 6.5 years younger to me, and he's a law graduate and a fitness trainer. So he's in Punjab only now, and other than this, to background. So yes, after my engineering, I joined Indian Air Force. That happened, and I had a stint of 10 years, a long stint with the Indian Air Force. That was I would say, the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And after that, I did my one course, that's a business management course from IIM Ahmedabad, which was a residential course. And I left Forge last year. And I've been working with the UBS, that's a Swiss bank here in Pune, and it's been more than 1 year, and life has been wonderful since then, I would say.
Ma'am, what motivated you to join Indian Air Force and what is the story behind it?
So yeah, I guess we all are, we all have our own stories, Akshita. So yes, I have mine. So like I was part of placement cell in my college, right? Like you are also in doing engineering. I'm sure a lot of would be going around around the placements, and although more often for you guys now it's more difficult because of the current situation and the way you approach colleges. So back then, things were a little normal, but the only abnormal was the recession. I'm 2009 pass out, so that was a little tough year. So I was with my placement cell, and when we were in third year, I was though placed with Satyam, but then along with that, I got to know that there is a UES entry, that's a university entry scheme, which is only for the male candidates. And because I belong to a small town and business family, nobody in Forge, so I was not aware of those opportunities until then. Rather, I see that these days kids or youngsters are very clear if they want to pursue or want to go for defense services or whichever career they want to go for. So I was trying to kind of explore things, and I learned that there is a in university entry scheme, people come and they try to pick up the guys for the army entry. It got me thinking, that why only guys? That was the first, I would say, trigger, that why some opportunity when I am studying in a co-ed since my childhood, and I am, doing as good as the other guys around, then why not? And even in my family, there was no difference ever, if you're a girl or if you're a boy, nothing like that, because my daddy was also working, she was also a working woman. So I felt that was something which got me thinking, that why only men? And so yes, that kind of triggered, and I went on to find out that how I can go for it and what is it. And yes, another trigger was the excitement about the defense services, that why not, it is such a prestigious organization, I would say. And even NDA is only for guys, right? It is not for girls. So I was like, why not? Then that is how I started looking for that. What are the options that I can go for it? And yes, then rest is all history. I tried, I gave the exams, cleared the SSB medicals, and I was lucky enough to clear it in the first go. And then yes, then I was with Air Force, which was like everything happened in span of few months, I would say. And then I was like, okay, this has happened now, and I'm here. Yeah.
Ma'am, my next question is based on my own experience that when you choose different field apart from technical field or job after engineering, you always face some kind of tips, suggestion or taunts from different kind of people. I usually use बुद्धिजीवी लोग for these type of people. Just like बेटा अगर आपको टेक्निकल फील्ड में नहीं जाना था तो आपने इंजीनियरिंग क्यों ली, आपने वो सीट क्यों बर्बाद करी? या फिर हमें एग्जांपल है कि एयरफोर्स का, अगर आपको एयरफोर्स में जाना था तो आप बीएससी कर लेते, आपका 1 साल बच जाता, आपने इंजीनियरिंग क्यों की? So these types of questions can affect your mind, your thoughts and your decision. So did you face these types of question during your initial journey, and if yes, then how you overcome and faced these things?
Yeah, for me, Akshita, things happened pretty quick. And to be very honest, yes, I could have done a BSc or a normal 3-year graduation and being in Air Force. But luckily, the Air Force has a different cadre for officers who are engineers. So they have it. My engineering thankfully did not go waste, right? And today, if you see, engineers are everywhere. I feel if you're an engineer, you can just not be in medical sciences. Rest, every field is open for you. You see the stand-up comedians, you see actors, you see novelists, or people do a lot of people do engineering and MBA. So I don't think that's a I thankfully I never came across such queries. I'm an IT engineer, and back in Air Force also, thankfully, as the my journey progressed and the field that I got selected into, I was looking after the ground communications, which was pretty related to IT and networks. No, sorry. So I did not come across such questions from any buddhijeevis. But yes, people do say that. So I would say, rather than, my personal comment on this, that it is not wasting of a seat. Maybe you are discovering your own self. Maybe you are, I would say the wasting of seat would be if you have already decided that you don't have to work, you will marry and, run your family, and you are doing engineering for a better matrimonial purpose, then it is wastage of seat. Otherwise, it's not. People change their careers even at 40s, 50s. Things trigger them. They start following their passion, or they have, already earned that much that they are comfortable from the financial point of view, and now they want to pursue what they always wanted to. So I would say, it is not wasting a seat until and unless you're thinking that you don't have to work and you are doing it only for matrimonial purpose. And that's also a very personal view. So yeah.
People always forget that term which is related to engineering, which is innovation. That engineering gives you the innovation in your ideas, your personality, your decision making and everything. That after I choose the engineering, I come to know about my innovations, that I don't think engineering is wasted for me also.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah. So what do you, are they want to say, do they want to say that these, the other graduations, they don't get you a seat or they don't get you a job? Is it only the engineers get a job? No. So if you really don't have to work after that, or you don't want to utilize whatever you have studied or whatever you have gone through your journey during even your education or your initial years of whatever service you take up. Or people do change jobs, right? And they change it because probably they are not syncing, or it is not resonating at some level with them. Then what? But we can't say it as a contradictory statement, I would say, Akshita, because we cannot demean that if somebody is not an engineer or has not done a 4 years degree, the other I have known so many people personally, not only in defense, otherwise also, who have done graduation and have got good jobs and they are doing wonderful. So yeah.
मैम लेकिन लोगों का परसेप्शन इंजीनियरिंग को लेकर आजकल ऐसा है कि मतलब इंजीनियरिंग उसके बाद जॉब, तो these types of things sometimes affects you.
I guess we are all Indians do relate to it, that the advice comes from all angles, and free advice is very freely available in India, but it is up to us which one to take and which one to drop. So yeah.
Ma'am, you are the founding ambassador at Hashtag Support Saturdays. Please tell us what is Hashtag Support Saturdays?
Thank you so much for asking this, Akshita. So I'm sure people who are on LinkedIn, and we have already created a little kind of buzz around this campaign. It's an individual CSR activity on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great platform. I guess we all came to come to utilize it to its best, to get best out of it during the pandemic times, because the life has changed kind of upside down for a lot of us. So yeah, initially we were just 25 or 26 people who came together. There's a founder and there's a co-founder as well who approached, and this campaign is basically for the people who are not able to find jobs because of corona, who do not have a good network on LinkedIn, and they are not able to approach so many people, and also those who have lost their jobs. So what we are doing is, how this campaign works is that all those people, we started with 25, and I'm very proud to say that we are a team of 60 now, and people have really after seeing us on LinkedIn, they are coming along, and they want to participate and they want to make a difference. So what we are doing is that we have a huge network. So like some time back we were discussing that I already have 30k people connections in my LinkedIn. So all such people and the industrial leaders have come together, so that on Saturdays we set aside some time for the people who need us, the professionals who need other professionals help, and we share their resumes on our pages, so that they can get or reach out to maximum people, and they get the visibility that they require. Because sometimes I understand, or we as a team understand, the job market is bad, it has gone down, but it is not that it has stopped completely. Few industries were still hiring, or they are still now hiring. Now market has started becoming a little better, and maybe by the year end it should it should come back to normal, and people should start getting jobs. So that is the idea behind it. And trust me, with so many connections, Akshita, I got my DMs used to be overwhelmed with people asking me what to do. Can you help me? How many people can you refer? How many jobs in your company can, or people from different background can fit, or even in your people whom you are known to. But now at least we have a direction to give them. We are not assuring that we'll get your job, but at least they will get to learn something. Some connections will, help them in getting things, if they have to change their resume, if they have to approach in a different way. So people are getting connected. So we are using those connections of LinkedIn, I would say, to its best of what it can give us now. So that is how we are working. And along with this, there are another we have started posting the curated jobs on on Tuesdays. And also the industrial leaders, the best of the leaders, are coming along for the hashtag mentoring Mondays, so that we can help the upcoming professionals or people who are facing few challenges in their lives. So that's the idea behind it, and we are just keeping our fingers crossed that we really get good success stories soon. We are just 2 months old, I would say, and even people joining with us from 25 to 60 is a testimony in itself that we are somewhere, it's a right step in the right direction. So yeah, so we are just hopeful that we get to hear good news soon.
Waiting for it.
Yeah, same here.
Ma'am, I'm always keen to know about the best memorable moment of an officer during their training period. So, what was your best memorable moment during your training in Indian Air Force Academy?
Okay, so academy was for almost 1.5 years. I mean, academy, and then because I'm a technical person, so there's another college in Bangalore, that's Air Force Technical College. So it was a year and a half long training, which I guess changed me as a person. So definitely, it is a little difficult to pinpoint just one memorable moment. But yes, if I go back the memory lane, so the first was when I got selected, that it was like, oh really, is it happening, somebody pinch me that it is happening, or what is it? Okay, I'm going. And when the training started, so there was sometimes the training is so amazing that you don't realize what you are doing exactly, or why they are asking you. Really, if you are there, it's better you don't put your head to it, because it is a training which has been tested for years, and they know what they're doing with you. You just follow it, and you will come out as a different human being and a different personality, I would say. And yes, the Air Force person. So first, and when I would say the best moment was when you pass out. Because in training we do a lot of parade. So and the passing out parade is there when your parents come or your close relatives can come. So there is a restriction on the passes you get. But yes, so all those people who have not met you, your parents who have not seen you, could hardly be with you from that 1.5 years. And even could not even talk to you, and then they see that their child is now, their kid is going to be an officer of the Indian Air Force now. And the moment we take oath for to serve the country, I would say that is the most memorable moment which I would never forget in my life.
That proud moment.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, after watching the biography of Gunjan Saxena, ma'am, people think that Air Force or the armed forces are not safe for the women. They always face the discrimination when you are a woman. So, did you face any type of gender bias during your journey, and what your opinions about it?
First things first, I have not seen the movie. I could not get time, and it has already, created so much, already, pre notions in my head. So I kind of did not feel like watching it. Also, to be very honest, because I feel that movies are majorly for entertainment, and what they are depicting. But we as Indians, we are so closely we relate to Bollywood, that we be it Karan Johar or anybody, that we live up to it. Like movies of our times, like Lakshay, we still look up to that. Yes, when you think of defense, Lakshay was the movie that I want to do this. So a lot of people joined, or tried for defense forces after watching Lakshay also. So my personal opinion, not much I can comment on Gunjan Saxena's story, because I have not seen it. And second, it's a movie. It's still a movie, right? And if you ask me personally, Akshita, I know we are very less in number, maybe 10 to 13% might be the women officers. But personally speaking, I have never come across any gender bias, and I'm really happy about it. And trust me, I was never at loss of any opportunities because I'm a woman. No, rather, the environment was such that maybe I might have limited myself 1%, that I am a woman, I cannot do it. But the authorities and everyone had that trust, and they pull you to that level that yes, you can do it. This, because we do the whole training is together. There is nothing that the physical part what men are doing and you are not doing. So they literally break that bias there itself. I mean, you might think that if my maybe the male counterpart can run more or whatever, they have more stamina even in the physical challenges, but the passing criteria is almost similar. There are categories for you. So since the beginning they inculcate it in you that there is nothing that you need to fear that you are a woman, or you need to limit yourself that this you can't do. So thankfully I was never at loss of any opportunities. Because of that, I always got equal, or rather more responsibilities, because of my capabilities, and not because I'm if I'm a man or a woman. So yeah, I would say it wasn't there, but I get it from where you're coming. See, biases will always be there. It is not only gender bias, there's so many other biases also which are there subconsciously, and they will remain part. They are not only in defense. We are all humans, and that's how our mind plays. So I guess they will be there in other industries also. They will be there. It is just that when you hype something, or you try to put an idea, and audio visual is the best way to put any seed in someone's mind. It is more impressionable rather than a reading or writing. So I would say, personally, I never faced it. And if somebody faces it also, it depends that how we deal with it. It is not only defense forces. We might feel it, face it in corporate world or whichever government sector we are working. So rather than just because we saw a movie and there is a movie which spoke about it, it doesn't mean that we should put a mark that yes, the forces are gender biased. No, otherwise we wouldn't have been there. We wouldn't have survived for so long in defense services. Or I wouldn't have come out happily of, oh God, where I was for those 10 years. No, no such feelings. And it's not only me, it is all the women who are still serving, and also who have left the service. So maybe one odd, cases, outliers are always there. So I think, yes, from this platform, I'm happy that you asked this question. If anyone can take it, it is that let's not limit our own selves thinking that there will be gender bias. It can happen anywhere. And how much I want to take it, it depends on me. So that's my take on this.
That's the best thing I come to know about. Ma'am, sometimes people give up their dreams because of the failure. They don't realize how important the failure can help to grab new opportunities. So according to your perspective, how we can deal with our failure and find new opportunities?
Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I guess Corona has, I know this is a question which we all come across, or we ask our own selves at some time or the other in life. And Corona has, with the cases coming around, and Sushant's suicide, this thing has also got hyped up, or, people have come to thinking about it more, which is good. But for me, failures, like I always say, what is failure? First, you have to define it. What is failure for you? Okay, if it is an exam, then definitely there are passing marks, and then you say that you pass or fail. But in life, the failures will be how I look at it. What is a failure for me? If I have set already some mark for me that I have to reach here, if I don't reach there, then I will take it as a failure. Maybe it's not a failure. So first of all, it is different for everyone, and life is not rosy. What whomsoever you speak to, right, they will have their own stories to tell where they failed, or even what challenges they faced in their life or their journey. And it's still ongoing. It is not that you reach somewhere and you will not face challenges. It is part of life. It will come through. So I would say, in case anything that you are relating to failure or a challenge, first of all, the first and foremost thing is accept that it is there, because half the battle will be won there if you accept that this is what I wanted to do, this is where I wanted to see myself, or maybe I wanted, or my parents wanted, or my close one wanted me. This was the expectation I had set for myself. I could not reach there. Try to reflect why I could not. Was there loss of opportunities? Was there lack of preparation? Was there something else, or was it just luck? It could be anything, right? And then come to terms with it, that okay, now I accept that this has happened, because something which has already happened. What I say that I don't relate to Corona, I don't like it. None of us like it, right? You want to go back to college, I want to go to IIM Ahmedabad, but then we're not able to, because there are some restrictions. So there are some external factors which we cannot control, but the best thing which we can control is the internal factors. How am I relating to it? So I would like to say that first thing is, accept that it has happened. Then the best thing is, always, whatever challenges or failures you face, then take a wise decision. How you want to try it again, or you want to give up, or you want to change your course, or how you want to go about it. And Like people, there are people who keep trying for IAS or IPS exams or even IIT for 3-4 years, and then they realize, oh God, what have I done with my life? I've lost so many years. So are you capable of doing it? Have you done enough preparation? And maybe even after your best of your efforts, you might not be suitable for it. Then we should be acceptable for that, right? I mean, trust me, personally speaking, even when I went for my SSB before the results were out, I was literally in a mood that for all these 7 years I've spent here, and whatever I could do, I did my best. If they take me, it is done from my side. I was so sure, Akshita, that I'm not coming back again if I don't clear it this time. Not that I will be disheartened, because I was able to relate to it. This is me. If I fit the bill, if this is what they're looking for, I will get it, else I will not. And I was very sure, very confident that if it doesn't happen now, I'm not coming back again. Right? So that's just a small example. I'm saying that wherever you are, any challenges, please accept it. Second, don't get bogged down with the failures or the challenges. How many challenges, that this thing always happens with me? There's nothing like always. So then try to remember the lessons always. That is the crux. Do not remember the experience. Remember the instances which happened. Remember the failures, but not that what happened. I mean, oh God, I feel sad that this happened in such and such year, and I still feel bad about it. No, but what did I learn out of it? And carry all those learnings with you, and you will be more experienced and evolved person, I would say. So that is my take on failures or challenges or whatever we want to call them.
The failure that you faced during your journey in your Indian Air Force.
Oh, a lot, many. Not Indian Air Force. I would say, throughout your journey. And like I say, I don't see them as failures. I would say they are the challenges, right? It could be as small as that in a team meeting, we decided that this is the process we would follow. But this is not happening, because once you plan in a meeting room and when you are implementing in the real world, there will be hundreds of different challenges which will come, right? Maybe somebody will fall sick, maybe somebody is not able to reach, maybe there's rain, you cannot deploy your equipment. So very okay, this reminds me of an amazing instance. Like we always keep quoting Murphy, right? Murphy's law is like, whenever, even whatever you plan, whenever things have to go wrong, they will go wrong. So there is something called as PSP. That's a presidential standard presentation, which is given to few of these squadrons. Once, it's kind of a recognition for a squadron, which happens, and the president visits your base, and it's a huge, it's a very big, I would say, it's covered in media and everywhere. So it's a big event which happens. It's like a mega event for any station if it is happening, and the preparations go like D minus 9 months. So it's that planned, and there are a lot of things. So one of my duties, one of the things I had to take care of was that where the parade is happening and the president will be there. That time it was Pranab Mukherjee, and how the live telecast should happen. So there is a podium where the live where people can be there, the media guys can be there, they cannot move from there or whatever. So from there to control room where we were doing the commentary, I had to my team had to put a cable or whatever, so that the live feed can be there, and it can be then telecasted. So this was a basic. We knew that this is the number of meters we require, this is where whatever connectivity we require, and this is even the cable is going under the carpet or whatever. We tested it. Next day is the actual presidential standard presentation, and we tested it like 8 p.m. in the evening, a day before. And you won't believe, we had a cable cut, which I got to know, and we are all set, we have done our trials and everything, and the basic thing, the cable got cut. I mean, somebody just along with cutting the carpet, cut the cable at 1 a.m. in the night, and next day morning 6 o'clock is the is the event, and we all were running, my team was running, we all were on the runway. I mean, where the parade was supposed to be happening, and we had the standbys, but sometimes, when things had to go wrong, they do go wrong. And it was an unforeseen, whatever, whenever you plan, right? You think of a lot of things. We had a lot of standbys, but then still the main thing got cut and we all were on our toes. So I would say those challenges are always there. So those 4 5 hours for all of us we were really in panic and we wanted to set things right. And even next day, the main event, we were, still feeling, oh God, nothing should happen right now. I mean, it should just go through. So yeah. So I guess those challenges are always there. So
These things gives me the goosebumps right now.
yeah, and trust me, I didn't even have the time to get those goosebumps then, and now I can laugh on it. That time we were like, oh God, what to do now? I mean, because it gives you that fear also that this has happened. Okay, D minus 5 hours, whatever it happens when the event is happening, you don't want to face that, right? And sometimes things do go wrong. That's okay, but yeah.
Ma'am, what life lesson that you learned from after joining the Indian Air Force?
A lot many, I would say. I'm a different person now, and okay, so I would say, the first thing that Forge inculcates in you is the integrity, whether it is you working individually with the team, because there's never that you're working alone, right? At least the 10 years that I had in defense, it was, if there are people reporting into me and there are people above me also, the team spirit is so much, and the integrity that you have towards your service is really, commendable. And you have to live up to it because nothing should go wrong, because defense is such an organization where we thrive for perfection. Though perfection cannot be achieved, but at least we plan and replan, and we have so many standbys for everything. So I would say that that's the best thing that Forge gives you. And the second thing is that it makes you feel that never give up, like the example I just quoted, right? And because there are always solutions. If there are problems, there will be solutions. And so, and how to deal with that you never give up, I guess that comes eventually, or it comes with your experience or along with your journey. Because the way you work in the defense services, it is like, if there is one thing, right, I'm one small event or one small project I'm working on, nothing should go wrong in it, not even a single thing. Like because I can speak for the Indian Air Force. The main organization aim is to safeguard our airspace. So for flying, there is so much, even if it is a 45 minutes for the fighter flying, if it is 45 minutes or 1 hour sortie, there's a preparation of some 4 to 5 hours just for that sortie that is happening on that day. But before that, I mean, everything, there are hundreds of things which have to be checked, which have to be in place. That cannot happen in a day. The planning happens much beyond, before, the event, or even for that one daily sortie of 45 minutes of one single pilot. So everything is so immaculate, I would say, that you plan, and that becomes the part of your life. That whenever you are doing anything or whatever challenges or whatever job I'm taking up in life, it becomes a part of your personality, that you know you get into that mode that you check and recheck if it is okay or not. And trust me, every time you recheck, you learn something new, you find something new. There is nothing called as perfect. It is always that we are thriving for perfection and we are going along with it, but you always learn something. So that is something, that never give up. But why that comes, that you should never give up, is because that's how because that's the preparation it takes. So these are the two best lessons, I would say, that I have learned through my journey with the Indian Air Force. So yeah.
Ma'am, any tips, suggestions that you want to share with our viewers that want to join Indian Air Force?
Be it be defense or not only Indian Air Force, or be it be the other armed services, I would say, be who you are. First of all, be very clear why you want to go, and are you ready for it, because it is very different from the civil life. it is very challenging, I would say. It is not impossible. Like, even I was a small town girl, who was not seen. I never traveled below Delhi before that. So nothing can stop you from going. First, be very clear that why you want to go for it. And if you're honest to the cause, if you're resonating with that, okay, I'm ready to go off a lot of life comforts, because I'm doing it for myself, for my country, and this is where I want to see myself maybe 10 years, 20 years, or throughout my life, because there are different kind of commissions in the defense services. So whatever time, be very ready for it, that you want to go, and be truthful to yourself and be very honest. Because I won't say, after my personal experience being with the Air Force, I won't say that they go for the, people who have scored more or who are the toppers. I'm not saying that they go for mediocres, but they go for people who have zeal to learn, people who are honest, people who are ready to take on the challenges, because challenges will always be there in life. So these are some key, aspects which are there in every Fauji you meet. I mean, you pick up them from, from people who have retired 20 years back, 30 years back, or even those who will retire in future. So this is the common chord we all share. So these are, I would say, the elementary requirements of defense, because otherwise it will become very difficult for you to survive. So yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an amazing podcast and your time. Thank you so much. I'm sure that people will learn more things about yourself and about your life, and it will inspire the people.
Thank you so much, Akshita and Mitti Ke Rang, to give me this platform and get connected to you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am.